Dhurandhar Part 2 Revenge is finally here. It's crazy to think that just 4 months ago we watched the first film in theatres and the sequel is already here. No one expected Dhurandhar to become the massive success it did, both critically and commercially. I myself enjoyed the first film a lot. It was a proper grounded espionage thriller from Bollywood, and I was really excited for the second one. So, did it live up to the hype that the first film built up? Welcome everyone. This is The Milestoner, and today I am here to give my non-spoiler thoughts on Dhurandhar, The Revenge. Now, I won't be spoiling this film, but I will reference certain plot points from part 1. So if you haven't seen it yet, consider this your spoiler warning. Now, the first film ended at a very interesting point with Rahman the Kid's death and Hamza preparing to unleash chaos on the remaining gangsters and higher-ups in Liari. This film picks up right from there, giving us glimpses into Hamza's past as Jaskirat Singh, while also following Hamza as he dismantles the terrorist network in Liari. Now, the biggest positive of this film is Ranveer Singh. I have been a big fan of him since Padmavat, and he absolutely kills it here. This is the Ranveer Singh show. The man is a complete chameleon. Whether he's playing the younger Jaskirat Singh driven by revenge or the seasoned Hamza consolidating power in the Liari gangs, he keeps you hooked throughout. This is easily one of his best performances. From emotional vulnerability to pure untethered rage, he delivers everything. The man is on fire. The rest of the cast is also very strong, just like in part 1. Sara Arjun really surprised me. She gets a couple of pivotal scenes with Ranveer in the second half, and she holds her own impressively, especially considering this is her debut. R. Madhavan gets some great moments which call back to events in the first film, and those genuinely made the audience cheer. Sanjay Dutt as SP Chaudhry Aslam and Rakesh Bedi as Jamil Jamali are clearly having a blast with their roles, with Jamali especially getting one of the craziest moments in the film. That said, you do feel the absence of Rahman the Kid. Arjun Rampal does a good enough job as Major Iqbal, but he never quite reaches the level of menace that was built up in the first film. In fact, I feel he was more impactful there. The cinematography and visuals in the film are also very well done, and the fight choreography, especially in the opening, is extremely slick. While I would have liked to see more of Jaskirat's backstory, I still enjoyed how the narrative progressed overall and how the story ultimately wrapped up. There are certain twists, turns and reveals which are sprinkled throughout that were quite unexpected and added a lot to the overall narrative. Now I will say, despite having a lot of fun with the film, I didn't love it as much as the first one. This film leans much more into the massy action tropes, moving away from the grounded thriller tone of the original. There's a lot of dialogue-bazi and slow-mo aura farming moments, especially during the action sequences. And while these do create whistle-worthy moments, you can notice the tonal shift between the two films. The music was also personally a bit underwhelming for me. Ari 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 stood out, especially in the opening sequence, but the rest of the album didn't match up to part 1. Another issue that I had was the lack of a strong central villain. The first film had Rahman the Kid dominating every scene, creating constant tension. Here, like I said, Major Iqbal did not live up to the expectations, and it just feels like a collection of bad guys sprinkled throughout that need to be taken out before the end of the story. Because of this, some sequences feel more like montages, clearly trying to wrap up the multiple story threads quickly. Also, while this didn't really affect my enjoyment of the film, there's a clear political undertone in the story. It was more subtle in the first one, but it is very much in your face and intentional in this one. On the technical level, there were certain moments in the film which had glaring issues in the editing, especially in the climax. Bullets are fired with no sound, dialogues feel poorly dubbed, and some of the VFX was also spotty. But those might have been because of the rush to meet the early release date. Also, I will never understand why a movie which has scenes of limbs being chopped off and beheadings requires a censor board to jump in and mute abusive words. We know what the characters are saying, so what is the point of muting those slangs? There's so much blood and gore shown on screen, but a bad word is what you censor? Where exactly are they drawing the line? Overall though, despite its flaws, I had a really good time with the film. It is very enjoyable. Ranveer Singh carries it with a phenomenal performance, and there are enough action, twists and mass moments to keep you engaged. So I am giving Dhurandhar The Revenge a solid 8 out of 10. Not as strong as the first one, but still enjoyable. But do let me know your thoughts on the film and if you agree with my take. Also, if you liked the video, Do like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.